Welcome to Taking It Slow, people. Just before we dive into the podcast, a couple of requests. If you are watching us on YouTube, do subscribe to the channel and please press the like button. It really helps us get found in the algorithms. We are available on all major platforms like Spotify, Google Podcasts, etc. If you are listening to us on any of those platforms, please push the subscribe button. So, without further delay, let's jump right into the topic. Welcome to Taking It Slow, people. Vishu, kya haal chal?
Life is pretty good now. Life is pretty good. The people who know me a little bit, they know that as a honest Indian child, I had been preparing for UPSC
Yeah.
for the past 1 year, and I got my result last week. And as
As a
most
normal
of the
Indian
good
child.
Indian children, I didn't really clear it.
Congratulations,
So yeah,
Vishu. Congratulations.
I have that
Now
out
you
of my
have clarity
system.
of what not to do in life.
Yeah, I think that's what I learned from you, that you learn that these things by elimination. So that is
Exactly.
eliminated.
Yeah.
And the best part is that I'm sticking to my decision of just giving one honest try and not go into that vicious spiral that, yeah, one more try and then I'll do it.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then,
want to
yeah,
have the same conversation with you 5 years down the line. So,
there
kafi.
is a little bit of uncertainty in my
Yeah.
life, like what to
Yeah.
do next. And speaking about uncertainty, that's your cue.
Perfect segue, man. Perfect segue. Important elections are happening across the globe right now. बिहार में elections हो रहे हैं यार, वो सब छोड़. तो ऐसी
That's right.
जगह के बारे में बात करते हैं जहाँ पे एक्चुअली लोग हमारा पॉडकास्ट सुन सकते हैं. सो लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द इम्पेंडिंग यूएस इलेक्शंस, द probably the most talked about US elections in the history of elections.
Yeah, supposedly every election is the most important election of the
Yeah,
lives
like
of American
every
people.
iPhone is the best iPhone ever. Obviously, we know a little about what is going on in the country. Our source of information is Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, Jon Stewart, Fox News, Sean
Hannity,
Hannity. Yeah, our source
yeah,
of information is limited to those outlets. But so we thought, why not reach out to someone who's living there? We thought it would be better if we can get a feel of what exactly is going on the ground. How are Americans perceiving this? Is there actually systemic racism in the
yep.
country? Is Donald Trump really the villain that the media is portraying it to be, or is Joe Biden the knight in the shining armor that the left wing media is portraying him to be? So, without
Uh,
further ado, let us extend a warm welcome to our special correspondent from Boston. Hi, Tanya.
Hi guys. I was totally planning a very cool opening for this, and then I like got so involved in listening to your intro that I completely forgot about what it was going to be. But hey, how are you guys?
Damn good, damn good. So you've woken up pretty early for us today. So how's the vibe there right now?
Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween.
yeah,
It's the vibe is we don't need to celebrate Halloween because we've been scared shitless the entire year and we've been eating candy anyway. So who cares about Halloween anymore?
How long have you been living in the States now?
So I've been in the US since 2008. I came here for my undergrad and I've just been here ever since then. A couple of brief stints here and there, but mostly the US. And yeah, I came here on the eve of, Barack Obama winning his presidency essentially in the fall of 2008.
That
And
seems centuries ago now.
yeah, it really really does.
yeah,
And my introduction to American politics was very nice, warm and welcoming, and like, wow, everything is amazing because Barack Obama just won the presidency.
This is how a
And then
democracy is supposed to function.
yes. So actually, funnily enough, so obviously because I came here in fall of 2008, most of the campaigning, the election campaigning was already over at that point. It was just the last 2-3 months left. But during his re-election, when he was running against Romney, I was very much aware of what everything was going on. And for me, as a person who's grown up in India and a person who's grown up in Nigeria, watching a functional political thing happen was just
yeah,
amazing, right? Like, I mean, if you think about, I mean, of course you guys know how Indian politics is, but
Yeah.
it's like similar in Nigeria, where you have to choose between the devil and the deep blue sea, right? You choose between like the least corrupt person, you choose between the person who is marginally better than the other person, whereas over here
The lesser
everybody
evil, so to
was,
speak. Yeah.
yeah, and everybody over here was discussing policies like
yeah,
financial,
man.
Regulations, and I'm like,
Healthcare.
people care about this? Like, I did not know, so it was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, that obviously seems centuries ago now. We seemingly live in a completely different world now, We live in a world where showing empathy is showing weakness. We live in a world where you lie more on Twitter than you actually care about your policies. We live in a world where Donald Trump has a realistic chance of getting re-elected after
Very
that
realistic
has gone
chance.
down in the last.
Yeah, very realistic. Yeah, pretty realistic. And we live in a world where wearing a mask to protect yourself is considered not to be manly.
Or
Yeah,
it's a
like
political thing. It's not about your health anymore. It's like a political stance that you're
Yeah.
taking.
So let's step back a little. You were there when Obama was almost done campaigning for
Mhm,
himself
mhm.
for his first term.
And I
What was
mean,
the
it was also like he ran against McCain.
hmm,
He was coming in after Bush. So
hmm,
Obama winning was almost like gonna happen. It wasn't like
acha,
a upset or it wasn't
hmm,
like a shock,
hmm,
right? Because American people were pretty upset with Bush and pretty upset with all the wars that were happening
hmm.
and the economy at the time. That Obama winning was just like, yeah, of course it's gonna
Yeah, he
happen. There
stood
wasn't
for
really.
hope at that point in time.
Yes, exactly.
After his second term ended, when Hillary versus Trump started to take shape, when did it finally become a realistic possibility, or when did it start dawning on you that this reality show host, this scroll come to life, can actually be the president of the United States of America?
Honestly, that only became a reality on the day of
yeah,
elections.
yeah.
That's
For most
how
of the people.
that's how shocking it was. Because so one of the things you have to understand is that in the US, most states, like you, depending on what state you live in that bubble,
Hmm,
right? You are very much like if you're
Right.
in Massachusetts, which is where I am, and it's like a very progressive state, it's a blue state, it's where most people are Democrat, and there are all these universities here and all these technology companies. So you are already surrounded by people who are like you, and so
hmm,
it's very easy to just assume like,
Right.
oh, of course, a Democrat is
hmm,
going to win because we
hmm,
are all voting for Democrats.
hmm,
But even if you just go a little bit north, so for example, Maine, which is where I was a month ago, and we were just driving by, and all we saw were Trump lawn
Signs.
signs,
Yeah. Big
and we
nice.
were
billboards.
like, oh shit, like, we really have to get out of our bubble a little bit. And so
Hmm,
what happened in 2016 is that, so how like elections over here, you have in the primaries you have like 20 people
Yep.
running or
hmm,
10
hmm,
people running or whatever, and then it's like
hmm.
whittled down essentially.
For those
We
who don't know, just take us through the election process quickly.
usually, if it's like a second term, the incumbent president runs again. If it's a
Yeah.
new term, then whoever so for example, Obama was in power and Hillary was the Secretary of State, and she threw in her
Hmm.
you know uh, hat
Bid
in
for
the
the
ring saying
presidency.
that
Yeah.
I'm going to run.
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
like all the Democrat party basically supported her, so there wasn't really much competition from her end.
Only
Whereas
Bernie
for the
Bernie waged a lone war. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
waged
man.
lone war, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then for the Republicans on the other end, I think there was like Ted Cruz, and there was no strong candidate. So
Then
your primaries happen around March, and that's when like you get your feel of people who just decided they wanted to be president one
yeah,
day
the
fall off.
policies. Yep.
And that's when the top 3 or 4 or 5 people get picked,
Hmm.
and amongst them, and then there's debates amongst them,
Yeah.
right? So like then like all the, for example, at
Conventions. Yeah.
26, yeah, so they will all fight again. I mean, like, say your policies are bad on this, your policies are bad on this. And Trump, I don't remember him having much of a stance except your Make America Great Again. Like
Yeah.
it was just
Drain the
that. And
swamp, build a wall, make America
yeah,
great
yeah,
again. Yeah.
yeah. And and so it literally till the day of, like, I remember clear as day going out to drinks with my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband. But I was going out for
Congratulations.
thanks. No, but we were going out for drinks, and I was like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's watch Hillary win. That's what everybody around the country was gonna do. And we go, and it like just every passing 30 minutes when a state gets called,
Red.
it was
It's
like, oh
red.
shit,
It's
oh
red.
shit, oh shit. Like this is not what we thought was gonna happen. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that the media, you know that
Yep.
you and I both watch is based in New York, or is based in California, or is based in Boston, or is based in
Hmm.
DC.
Hmm.
And so your coast states, for example, like they still voted the way they would have voted, but
Yep.
everybody in the middle, your Rust Belt, which is called, or your
The
swing
swing
states,
states. Yeah.
they completely like changed the tide, and they were like, well, we're gonna vote for Trump. So yeah, so it was not a very realistic thing that was going to happen, for at least not for most people that I know.
Yeah, it made for such great TV though.
Definitely.
All the predictions that they had made, and it just showed that media was in such a bubble, not just the people.
Yeah.
The media was in such a bubble. Like Hollywood stars saying that if Trump wins, I leave the country. Like all 96% predictions for Hillary. I
Yeah,
think even Trump would have been
which
surprised.
now we are so burnt because now we see all these predictions which are like,
Yeah.
oh, this Biden is 7 points above Trump, and it's
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
well,
they don't mean
means jack
anything.
shit now.
means nothing,
Yeah, they don't mean it.
So a couple of
Yeah,
things
like
leading on from that. Obviously, Trump won. We know that he's the sitting president. There is a phenomena called electoral college, which is
Mm.
prevalent in the US. A number of people might not know what the electoral college is. To this date, Trump flaunts that I won the electoral college. The fact remains that Hillary got the more number of votes. Right? Still,
Yep.
Trump won. Why? What is an electoral college?
So an electoral college is kind of bonkers and batshit crazy concept that I brush up every 3 years to make sure I know what's going on with it. But essentially, every state in the US has a X number of electoral college votes.
Hmm.
So, for example, a state like California, which is a really popular state, has 55 electoral college points. A state like Texas has 36. A state like Massachusetts, which is a really small state, has 11. And then a lot of, your Utah and Delaware and whatever will have like 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so they'll have like whatever number of states.
So this is an equivalent of a constituency as in India.
Kind of. But the thing is, it's not representative of the population.
Right.
So, for example, like, California has a huge population and realistically should have a lot more electoral college points.
True.
But it doesn't. And so what happens is, even though like
The smaller
yes,
states might
California,
end up with a larger number of electoral votes.
exactly, that's exactly what it is. And so anytime that, like even though like Hillary got her Northeast and she got her Northwest, essentially she got Seattle, Oregon, California, Nevada, everything, but then she literally lost out everybody else in the middle, which is why Clinton won, the popular vote, as they call it, but lost the college.
So why do you think that happened? Why did she lose the electoral vote? Were the people frustrated with the Obama administration, or?
So there was a number of things. There was your Obamacare, right, which was the healthcare policy, right, that Obama instituted. And even though it was really beneficial for the bottom line of the country, like it was really beneficial for the regular person, a lot of people who were over the age of 26, because if you were under the age of 26, you got covered by your parents' insurance, right? But if you were over the age, your premiums went up, and so your taxes went up. And so there was that which hit like a lot of the middle class people, essentially. And then on the second hand, the wave of right winging that is happening across the world, right? And people are just, a lot of the people, like basically what was happening up until Obama was the person with the biggest mic or the loudest voice was winning, right? And so everybody who was your, industrial sort of America, like your miners and your manufacturers, exactly, they felt that nobody was listening to them and nobody was talking about them and nobody was pandering to them, essentially. Like it was, everything was for the black person, the brown person, the minority, the woman, the trans people, and the everything. So they were like, oh, there's this guy Trump who's talking about us, and he's talking about bringing jobs back, and he's like, there is so like, for example, Pennsylvania is a swing state, okay? So there are areas of Pennsylvania that voted for Obama two times, like they voted for him in 2012, they voted for him in 2008, and then in 2016 they voted for Trump. So they went from like, and like the harder the pendulum swings, with the equal force it came on the other side. And so they were just like, no, we want our jobs back, we want coal industry to flourish again, we want manufacturing jobs to be back here. And so that was definitely a really great strategy by Trump.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. And I think this, like his election just reflects two things: that Obama was like, okay, accepted that he was a great statesman, but people were really frustrated by the policies. Like they wanted the wars to end, but they didn't. And the second thing that like I really appreciate about Trump are his marketing skills. Like he knew his target audience
Yeah,
Like
man.
this is my target audience, and he targeted them.
This is what they'll pander
I mean,
to.
I
Yeah.
think I don't know if this is a urban myth or urban legend or whatever, if he actually said it or not, but apparently this was when he was first running. There was a clip or like a quote
Yeah.
said that like if anybody wants to win an election, like presidency, they should they should run as a Republican.
Republican.
Right. And I mean, it's true. It's like it's why India is in the position India is, like the majority was like,
Yeah.
we want our country back. And that's what happened in UK, and that's kind of happens in
हिंदू
Brazil. And
खतरे में है, हिंदू खतरे में
yeah,
है भाई.
because nobody is talking about the Hindus essentially.
Yeah,
So they're
that's
like,
Yeah.
like I think the world has completely changed from what we were educated about. Like when we
Hmm.
were in schools, we were educated about globalization and everything.
Yeah.
And within the last
Yeah.
5 to 10 years, like it has went completely
Flipped on its
opposite.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, globalization, if you think about India, कब start हुआ 1990 में,
Yeah.
right? Which you gave it like 25 years, and then everyone was like, नहीं ठीक है, बस हो गया.
Yeah,
Now we
yeah.
want
Now
our
let's ban.
normal
Let's
shit
ban
back.
again. Trump's campaign was like so great in marketing. Like even if you went to Hillary's site, like even the same thing is happening right now. Many people are voting for Biden because they don't want to vote for Trump. So even when Biden comes to their mind, there is Trump somewhere. Like subconsciously, it is there. And in the 2016 elections, even on Hillary's own website, the first name that you saw was of Trump.
Oh, really?
Like, don't vote for him. Yeah.
I think with Hillary, there was like too many factors that worked
Yeah.
against her.
Leaked emails.
First of all, her
and-
name,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like
True.
being
True.
a Clinton worked against her.
True.
Okay, because it was like everybody was like, oh no, like Clinton, like you were reminded instantly
The
of Bill
lineage
Clinton,
is bad.
first of all, right? And then secondly, she had there was this whole issue of like her being a cold woman and not, I mean, she's like your 21st century woman who like got it all, who had kids, who was the first lady, she's educated, she made her own career really well. So it kind of rubbed wrongly against your traditional conservative women who were like, oh, family is more important,
Too much power.
and like, yeah, like this woman is too bossy or bitchy or whatever. That's why she's made it so far in her life.
Crooked
So that was
Hillary,
another
yeah.
thing that so that went against her. And then of course that whole Benghazi thing was going on, so there was like corruption charges, and people were just like, we want, like, it's like saying, you know how like Sonu Sood is doing all these things where he's like sending people back, and in the next election Sonu Sood runs, and everyone's like, yeah, we are tired of all the politicians, let's vote for Sonu Sood because he did that one thing right.
Yeah. Which will end up happening in the UK as well. As soon as Marcus Rashford retires from football, he's going to be the PM for sure.
Yeah, exactly. When Trump won, everybody was like, if Trump can win, then why can't we just have George Clooney be president, or Trevor Noah, or
Rock becoming the next president?
The Rock,
was
exactly, or fucking
was a reality.
Kanye. Okay,
Yeah.
what about
Kanye,
that Kanye? Do you know he's on the ballot?
Huh?
He's
Is
on
he?
the ballot. Yes.
Damn.
So when you
I
look,
didn't know that.
when you're voting for the president, he's a vice president candidate for like some guy. So there's like,
Wow.
so that's the funny thing in the US. Like you have your Democrat party and Republican
You have
party,
independents as well.
but then you have your independents who don't unfortunately get the stage. Unfortunate, we'll discuss that later. But unfortunately don't get the stage or the money, but their names go on the ballot. And so Kanye's name is on the ballot.
Just for my curiosity's sake, is Joe Rogan also there?
Not yet.
No, I don't think
Not
he's
yet.
there.
Maybe he'll
No, I
run
don't
as
think
a vice president for Rock.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why
That
not?
would be good days for bald
But like
people.
that's so bad. I would have, from all the 20 people who were running for in the Democratic primaries this year, Biden was probably like my number 5 pick or something, because
Yeah.
I think he's kind of like an old guy who came out of retirement because he decided enough was enough and decided to run again, whereas the other people actually genuinely had good policies. Someone like Elizabeth Warren or Bernie, even for that matter, had good.
I even liked Andrew Yang a lot.
Yeah,
Andrew Yang, Amy
was
Klobuchar,
amazing.
like Amy was fantastic. Like I would have picked, in fact, even for the vice presidency, I would have picked her over Kamala, because I think she had that Midwest pull. Like she's never lost an election. She had the rust belt that turned, right? Like she had that.
ठीक है, Trump happened 4
Yes.
years back. Trump happened. How have the 4 years since been actually on the ground? We know what the media is trying to portray. One wing of the media is showing nothing has been better ever. This is the best time to be an American. One side of the media is showing that how can we end this as soon as possible? Next election can't come soon enough. So What is the
Yeah, and
reality on
let's talk
ground?
about before COVID, like before
Yeah,
COVID
before
and
So-
COVID,
after
yeah,
COVID.
yeah.
The thing is, the first 2 years, because Trump received a good economy, things honestly were going really well. Like the
Right.
focus of the first 2 years, especially of the critics of Trump, was his building the wall and his anti-immigration bill and like banning Muslim ban and all of those things. So people were focused on those things, but the economy was doing so well, which is why you could focus on these nonsensical things.
Hmm.
And so people were making tons of money, right? And people were like, your employment was an all-time high, and there was really not too much that was hurting the American people in your everyday life, pre-Trump or post-Trump. In fact, I did speak to somebody recently who says that they are a Democrat but will probably vote for Trump this year because taxes, because they're like, we're going
Yeah.
to save so much money
62%
and
taxes.
the market is going to completely crash or will fall if Biden wins, and so they're going to
Yeah.
vote for Trump. And I'm like, but the thing is, what happened in so this was the first 2 years, right? Like people were chilling, things were good, nobody had
But
any
that
issues.
was primarily because he inherited a flourishing economy from
Exactly.
Obama.
Yeah. And it did even like it really did better because he picked a good guy for the Fed chair who made some good policy, who didn't raise interest rates, who didn't fight inflation the way other people have fought inflation. And also, like, a lot of the things that he was saying, like, the Muslim ban or the wall, building the wall, he didn't actually do any of those things, like classic politician.
Yeah.
But he didn't actually
Yep.
do any of those things that he had promised. So it was like people were starting to be like, okay, he's not really that much of a threat because like wo karne wala kuch nahi hai. But at the same time, what was increasing and what was starting to come to the forefront was gun violence. So a lot more people were getting killed. A lot more like shootings were mass shootings were happening,
Yeah.
which at a level that just really terrified the people on the ground a lot. And then a lot of like your social injustices were coming to play, right? Like your the policies that he was affecting change were like, oh, like transgender people are not allowed to serve in the war or like in army and things like that, or
Basically,
benefits for people.
anti-minority policies.
Yeah, like essentially, yeah, like the social development was not a development, it was an anti-development. I think that was brewing, but because like I said, like because the economy was doing well, it wasn't really at the forefront of things.
No one was
It's really,
no one was being hit in the gut.
people were being hit in the gut, but people weren't talking about it as much as they are now. So because of the pandemic, because everything went quiet, right? Essentially everybody went home, you had all this time to like start talking about shit that was actually affecting you,
Process it. Yeah.
right?
So what happened next? So when did the wind start turning against him?
I would say definitely towards the end of last year when his impeachment trial started. So when they started like, oh, this guy had all these this things, and one of the things is like, no matter how Republican you might be, nobody's ever going to take Russia as like a
Ally.
laying down. They're not
Hmm.
going to take it laying down. Like Russia is a big contentious like issue. People, especially older people who know the history of the Cold War and everything, they take it very seriously. So once that started happening, I think like people started to get a little bit shifty, and like even Republicans started to distance themselves from him. He was in trouble essentially at the time, and that's when like Democrats were like, okay, we need to impeach him and we need to make that happen and all those fun things.
Despite his weird claims that climate change isn't real, pulling him
Is
out.
that weird?
Yeah, that's like one of the less weird shit.
Pulling out of the Paris Accord and numerous shit that he's done. If the elections would have happened 2 years back, you feel still people would have voted for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because
I
that's
think
the
2
audience.
years
I
ago
think-
he would have won elections again easily, because the same people who were. I mean, just think about it, right? Like if the principal of the school is saying bullying is okay because I'm a bully and everybody is okay, so then no, the bullies are gonna, they're just gonna bully you
Yeah.
into voting for them again. So it's
Yeah.
like there's no punishment, right? There's no like your Proud Boys who stand by and sack or whatever.
Stand back and stand by. Yeah. So in the debates as well, he made a number of controversial remarks. He
lies.
lie. So that is
Yeah, from both
that is par
sides.
for course now. That is lies are par for course.
Yeah.
So I strongly believe that there should be a fact checker in each debate sitting right
Well,
there who can raise a red
Come on.
flag that
Then it would be just the fact checker who will be on camera and no one else.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think if you saw the vice president debate between Kamala Harris and
yeah.
Mike Pence, that's what you would like to see even from presidents, even
Yeah.
though it was also, there were lies spoken even then,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's more like a politician would talk, right?
Yeah.
It's still what, as a voter, what you want to hear, rather than the first
Hmm.
debate. It was
Hmm.
a joke that literally made me, I have never been that stressed out that quickly, like in a span of, like, I would rather, no, I'm not gonna, I was gonna say I would rather take my board exams again, but no, I was probably
Yeah,
as close
not
to
really.
that.
Yeah. Because maybe the Kamala Harris debate was actually the presidential debate for the Democrats. All the rumors going around. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I mean, I'm not like, gonna say this on a microphone, but I mean, Biden is old,
yeah, pretty old. Yeah.
She's the
Like
vice president, which means she might be the president, if not in the next election, then definitely the election after that.
yeah. Like
So,
we can agree that she has had this discussion like in the family that
Yeah.
oh
yeah.
yeah. 100%. Also, I have to say it's incredibly weird to be an Indian person and call her Kamala and not Kamala. Her
Shame on
name
you,
is,
Vishu. Shame on you. Yeah.
you know, like I want to be able to say Kamala Harris, but I know she goes by Kamala, and so I'm like, okay, I have to call her Kamala Harris.
It is a proper noun. You have to pronounce it the way they
Yeah,
want you to
the
pronounce
way,
it. Yeah.
exactly.
Acha.
mean, that's-
So a couple of things that I picked up from the debate was, and also this has been a raging issue over the last few months now, the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not educated enough or aware enough about the history of the blacks in the US and what are the atrocities that they've suffered. So I'm not going to comment much on that, and I would expect you to do that either. But after the George Floyd incident, how much did the sentiment on ground change? What is the concept of a white supremacist? Why do these people still exist in today's world? What the fuck is the Ku Klux Klan?
And this is a 20 marks question for you, Tanya.
What the hell is
Okay.
the Ku Klux Klan, and why do
So-
they dress this weirdly? Who
okay,
are
so
Proud
let's
Boys?
put
the
put
fuck is
KKK
going
out
on?
of the
Yeah.
situation.
Acha.
I think KKK no longer are called KKK because I
Yeah,
think
it's-
even for them it's too controversial to be called KKK. Black people in America have always been black people. You can sort of equate it to how
Yeah,
in
the
India
Dalits.
the Dalits are treated, or anybody who's lower caste is treated.
Hmm.
Right? If you are any kind of lower caste person, you will face discrimination no matter which world you're living in. So in the US, there's always been discrimination against them, and because of slavery, and the thing is, one of the things that you have to understand is that you can have, like, they had slavery for 400 years, and then you give them 80 years and be like, now the playing ground is equal. That doesn't happen. Like, because of laws and because of legislation, that has, the way the things have moved, the way banks have put their locations, the way schools have put their location, these people have had a exponential effect of policies that were made against them, or to make sure that their vote was repressed, their voice was repressed, or they're not able to make X amount of money. That there was always, like, issues, there was always racism, there was always, like, things happening even in Obama's America and even in Trump's America,
Yep.
right? But like I said, there's a lot of mass shootings, a lot of, like, gun issues were disproportionately against, like, either in the black community or against the black people. And I don't know how controversial a statement this is, but when Modi first won, a lot of right-wing smaller parties and outfits in India sort of got power, right? Like, in the sense that they could do things and get
No, you're
away
right.
with
You're
it,
absolutely right. Yeah.
right?
Like all
And-
the parents got some power.
Yeah, and they could say things and get away with it. Like, who was that
Yeah.
people? Like, Karni Sena wanted to, like, cut
Deepika's
Deepika
nose off,
Padukone and whatnot. And
Yeah.
so it's the same thing. So, like, all of these, so, like, for example, West Virginia white pride was a thing that existed in, the early 90s or the late 90s, right? There's always been people who think they're better than others. And it's just that after Trump became the president, these people got legitimacy and they got a voice and they got a microphone. What you call neo-Nazis or white supremacists who think that they're better than everybody else. A lot of times they're male only because, obviously.
Obviously.
They essentially were like,
That was sexist. But let's continue.
But the
Yeah,
truth.
it is.
But
That
the
is
truth.
the truth. There is no such thing as reverse sexism, by the way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like smaller outfits and extreme right-wing people who've now got the microphone and can
Hmm.
say things and get away with it, and there's going to be no consequences because the president says things and gets away with it and there are no consequences to him,
Hmm.
right? One of the things, like stats that I was reading, was that most elections in the US are changed or defined by who black women vote for in America. In 2016, there was a record low of black people voting because they just didn't care, or they didn't want to, or they felt disenfranchised, or their votes were suppressed. Before Obama, in the George Bush versus Al Gore election, there was almost 7% more engagement of black voters than there was in 2016,
Hmm.
right? So they just didn't come out and vote. And so now what we are seeing, like, even I know it's like 3 days to elections, but people have already voted in record numbers in most
Yep.
states, right? And you're seeing a lot more black youth and black people come out and vote, and they're because of what happened over the summer, because of, people are just sick of uh, they're putting their foot down, that because of all the protests, because of all the writings that happened in because of George Floyd or Breonna Taylor, or like, you can see from your own eyes, a normal human being can see from their own eyes what happened was wrong, and what happened with Breonna Taylor was wrong, but
Yep.
people are getting away with it, and I think Michelle Obama said this, where she said, if you think things can't get worse, you are wrong, because they can get worse, and they probably will get worse if you don't
Hmm.
go out and vote, right? Especially for the people who it hurts the most. For someone like me, I'm on here
Hmm.
on the mercy of the government, so it
Hmm.
doesn't really
Yep.
based on how long my visa is. But for somebody who lives here and who's an American citizen, or has lived here their whole life, it really does affect their on ground reality. I think there is now, because of COVID, because of George Floyd, because of people having this, like, just sitting at home and getting frustrated, there has been more engagement, and people are coming out to vote a lot more than I guess they would have 2 years
So you
ago.
feel that this has been triggered by the protests that happened, the entire Black Lives Matter movement that happened. That has been sort of a trigger.
For more people coming out and voting, yes.
Like, has there been any counter effect to this too? Like, of the protests that are going on, they have been turning more violent recently, right? In Philadelphia, you see that BLM protesters looting. And do you think that the people who support Trump, even they will start coming out in large numbers? All these things
They
are being
do.
supported by
I
Democrats.
mean, they do. So I don't know if you know, but like, so every state. So the good thing is, in the US, most states have their own strong legislation and are able
Yep.
to enforce a lot of laws and stuff. So when they had the mask mandate and they shut
Hmm.
down,
Hmm.
all the
Yep.
small businesses had to be shut down, restaurants had to be shut down. And I think it was in Michigan where, like, all these white people and their guns came out and said, ki, like, you have to open up, otherwise we're going to take the
Yeah.
Capitol and we're going to do this. And those were all your Trump supporters, right?
Yep.
Like, they do.
Yep.
That's what happens. And a lot of times, for example, what happened in Portland, it was a peaceful
Yep.
protest that one white guy came and just shot people at, and he was like,
Hmm.
I'm working on behalf of the militia, which
Yep.
is supporting the government, essentially. So of course, if there's a protest, sometimes it can get violent, and sometimes that can lead to looting, because there's going to be people who are just
Yeah.
who want to loot, and that's what they're going to do, and they can get away with it. And of course, people who support Trump, or even just not necessarily people who support Trump, but people who are not affected by Black Lives Matter movement
Yeah.
are going to take that and say, like, oh, look,
Yeah.
this is not right, this is why we
Yep.
need police, this is why
Yep.
we shouldn't defund the police. Like, I feel like that, had this happened under any other president, it would have been the same. I don't think police was ever the concern, like, how police is behaving was the concern or a major concern for any of the presidential candidates until this past summer.
Hmm.
Like, yes, people were upset with them, yes, people were protesting against them all these years, but I think now that the presidents were asked about it in the debate, there's a reason, because of what happened over the summer.
What is the sentiment right now like after the debates? Has anyone who swung their opinion or changed their opinion, or
I read about it.
so
I
so
feel
I,
like
from
people.
what I can understand, Trump's stance is that whatever happened for the last 4 years, I'm going to double down on that, and you'll see a lot more of that. Biden's stance is, I'm not Trump, so please vote for me.
So one of the things that's going to happen if Trump stays is that he's going to focus on markets, and he's not going to shut down small businesses, and he's not going to shut down restaurants, and so people will the markets will still do well, and people will still do have jobs essentially. What happens if Biden comes in? He might enforce stronger COVID related lockdowns, which means more people might lose jobs, which is why there is a significant group of people who are Democrats and who would, in a typical world, vote for Biden, are like, we are undecided, because if Biden comes in, that means we don't have a job, right? Your basic human being doesn't care about your international foreign relations. He cares about whether I have a job or not. So so in that sense, there is a fair amount of undecided voters. There's a lot of people who were like, hardcore Bernie supporters who don't like Biden because they're like, Biden is too far right, even for us. So I actually met somebody, my neighbor, who said that I might just vote for independent, and it just made me want to like smash a bottle on his face. I'm not even lying. I was just like, why would that's like, just don't vote, because
that's the worst that you can do.
That's what it is, right? That's a vote for Trump. But yeah, I mean, I think I read about it. I don't know any real life person who's been swung because of the debates, but I do read about the fact that some people are changing their opinion and voting for Biden based on the last.
Then isn't this a fallacy on the part of the Democrats that they haven't addressed this issue, that if we come into power, what will be the future of the said small businesses or the restaurant owners? Or
well, they said that they're going to give money, right? Like they said that we're going to pass another bill and we're going to give you, like, you got your $1,200 dollars earlier in April. They're like, we're going to do another one and we're going to send it out to you guys. I mean, that's what Germany did. So, and America is more than capable of doing it. The amount of money they're giving away to companies, the big companies, they definitely have the money to give it to the regular
bailouts
person.
after bailouts after bailouts.
Exactly. So I think they're not, I think they've definitely said that there's going to be stronger lockdowns, and they've also said that we're going to give you money, but that's not really what's highlighted, because it also, then it depends on House and Senate and Baki Bakchodi.
I think the Democrats are unable to, pander to Bernie supporters, because a similar thing happened in 2016, where like people supported Democrats if Bernie was the presidential candidate, but they wouldn't vote for Hillary.
Yeah.
And maybe a similar thing happens this election too.
Well, I think they're trying. I mean, I think that's why they got Kamala, right? Because she's supposed to be the liberaler person.
The voice of reason. Yeah.
The voice of reason, exactly.
And
I mean, and honestly, like I spoke about this with a couple of my American friends as well, and who are, like in their 40s and who know more about Biden than I do, for example. Of course, I know Biden from being a vice president, but they know him from being a senator and stuff. And Biden, like I said, he might not have been my first pick to go against Trump, but he's the only person who can defeat Trump. Like, he's the only person.
Why do you say that?
He's your middle ground person. B, he's like white, and he's Midwestern, and he's from Pennsylvania, and he's, just sensible in a way. He's not controversial, which is what a lot
vanilla.
of people. Yeah, he's vanilla, right? He's not going to. You're not going to wake up and dread ki aaj kya tweet
kar dega.
Like, exactly. You just want like calm.
Aaj kaun se porn star ko pay off kar raha hai.
Exactly. And so you're just going to, so a lot of people just crave that normalcy also, and which is why, and the thing is, Biden has great relationships on both sides of the aisle, if I may say so. So he's actually more likely to get Republicans to vote for him, right? Like, Republicans would not vote for Elizabeth Warren or for Bernie or for, anybody else, but for Biden, they're like, yeah, okay, he's almost like us. He panders to our normal sensibility or whatever.
Fair. So I'm going to put you on the spot here to wind this up. Couple of questions. Who do you want to win, and who do you think will win?
Yeah, like the bottom line.
Of course, I want Biden to win. I just like crave that normalcy, and I hope that he wins. And the thing is, like we said, like coming from, I grew up in Nigeria, coming from a country like that. When I think of the US, when I think about Western politics, you're hopefully looking for like somebody who can set the stage for how things are done.
Yeah, that's supposed to be the utopian scenario.
Yes, rather than give other countries an excuse ki like America mein ho sakta hai, to hum bhi aise kar sakte hain. So which is why I would like Biden to win.
And who
Um,
do you think will win?
like the
Hmm.
sinking feeling. I have like this really like just like inside the pit of my heart or stomach or whatever. I'm like, I think Trump will probably win again because
Yeah.
again the thing is, Massachusetts is a very blue state, so it's very
Yeah.
easy for me to forget that
Yeah.
the rest of the country
Yeah.
thinks
Yeah. Yeah.
differently. And I went to Florida in February before the
Hmm.
pandemic and stuff, and we were with friends and family, and they were like, "Yeah, of course Trump is winning. Like,
Trump is
there's
winning.
no question, Of course he's winning. There's like people are kidding themselves if they think he's not winning." So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Doju,
I
what is
think
your prediction?
I have a very strong feeling that Trump will win. I don't
Yeah,
want him to
same
win.
here.
I'm a little conflicted. So again, I have invested a bit in crypto. So if Trump comes back to power, my crypto will run. But if Biden comes to power, it might clamp down. So there is a selfish reason there. But for the sake of sanity and humanity, I wish that Biden wins. But I
Uh,
have a very, very sneaky feeling that Trump might trump
I think,
Biden again.
like, I wish and I think that Trump wins because I think that will be entertaining for the next 4 years, at least for the people in
yeah, good,
India.
easy for you to say. You don't live here.
Yeah, because with Biden, there's no entertainment, man. I think even the late night shows are
They'll
addicted
go out of business.
to having Trump.
They will go out of
Yeah,
business.
I feel like
Every single show that Stephen Colbert has done for the last 4 years has been
yeah,
about Trump. Every
they
no,
are
show.
of
addicted, man.
course, but the crazy thing is, I feel like because of the way media is now and how polarized it is, it's you actually get more credible information from
Yeah,
your Hassan Minhaj and Stephen Colbert
yeah,
and Trevor
yeah,
Noah than you do from watching CNN
yeah.
or Fox or
Hmm.
anything else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just the
So,
world we live in.
the election results are out on 4th or are they out on 30th Jan?
So, oh,
हाँ
that's
ये
interesting. That
अरे
comes back
amazing
to
question है ये.
Yeah.
our electoral college. Actually, the funny thing is, so elections votes are cast and counted, and after that, hard stop is November 3rd. And
Okay.
I typically in any given year you find out on the same day that who won and who didn't win. But because this year we have so many mail-in
Mail-in
votes and
ballots,
it'll
yeah.
take
Hmm.
forever to count, it will probably take a few days or a week before votes are announced, before it's announced who won. It's the interesting thing is the electoral college gets together and votes on the first Monday after the second Wednesday in December, whatever that means.
What?
So sometime like December 17th 18th ke around. Okay,
Acha.
that's
Okay.
so that's when they vote. I mean, of course, we already established that electoral college doesn't swing much, but that's when they vote, and then they pass it to the Senate and the blah blah, which is why the president is inaugurated in January.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, unless like there's a
So
landslide tilt,
yeah,
there might be a delay.
yeah. That's what we can hope for. Actually, that's what I'm hoping for, is that there's a whether Trump wins or Biden wins, I hope it's a landslide win, so that there's no fucking recounting and going to the Supreme Court and all of that bullshit.
Fair. That's as good a note as we'll get to end on. We really enjoyed this chat, Tanya. Really appreciate you taking your time out and providing us insights that we didn't have a clue about. And
Hey,
really
thank
love
you.
doing this with you.
Thank you. Maybe
Yep.
I will, when I pick up my podcast again, we will invite you and talk about UPSC exams, because
Brilliant.
that
Yeah.
is
Yep.
so
Yeah.
entertaining for me.
Sure. Sure. I have a lot to talk about it.
Let's hope, as Tanya said, we have a result as early as possible and don't have to wait for recounting, etc. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode, people. If you like our stuff, do
Yep.
share it in your circles. If you have any suggestions or feedback for us, do write into us at takingitslowpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, keep taking
Okay.
it
Bye,
slow.
guys.